There's no easy way out. I just wanna know there's no easy way out. No easy way out. I'm not asking for another chance.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the No Easy Way Out podcast. My name is Tony Nash, and we are coming to you, as always, from the Woodworth building in beautiful downtown Owasso, home to my company, AZ Business Solutions, where we help grow your brand from A to Z. So I'm joined today by, we're just going to say, a local legend, a guy that grew up here and is kind of doing his own thing now and has also moved his way up to working with the Detroit Pistons. And that is Mr. Hank Sizemore. Hank, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, happy to be here.
Yeah, man, it's good to have you. So we, I think, initially got connected just for me. I was looking for Pistons tickets. I think I put a post out on Facebook and said, anyone, I had a hookup when they were at the Palace years ago. And back in the like 04 to 03 to like 08 days where they were dominating. Yeah. Like I used to go to like 40 games a year. Like, I mean, I was like almost every home game I was there. A little bit
easier of a drive too.
Yeah, nice drive, easy in and out parking. So I had a guy that, always got me the good seats, got me the good price. And then I don't know what happened to him. I don't know when he left. I don't remember his name anymore. But so then when they moved to LCA, I actually moved away to New York. When I came back, I just lost touch. So I put out a post, said, does anyone have someone that works with the Pistons? And several people tagged you. I reached out, and then that's, we've been buying tickets from you for the last couple of years. And me and my boys go to the games, and you always hook us up. So appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So before we get into what you're doing, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so Hank Sizemore, born and raised here in this area. Went to Ferris State, played football there, and then, got into the sports industry. Wasn't sure exactly where I was going to go, but with some guidance, landed up in ticket sales. And never knew that was a thing. Never knew you could make money doing that.
Yeah.
But it's been great. I've been there with the Detroit Pistons for 5 years now.
5 years,
and,
wow.
Yep, been running Spanky Supply and I Like Beer on the side too. So it's been great.
Little side hustles.
Yep. So I'm always busy.
That's good, man. That's good. So you say you work for the Pistons. You work in ticket sales. So tell our audience exactly what it is that you do for the Pistons.
Yeah, so...
Besides get out there and shoot threes.
Right. In the mornings, I do.
Yeah. We need to come down. You need to get me down there sometime for an open gym or something.
Oh, it's awesome.
I still like the ball. I play like 3-point line to 3-point line. That's it. I don't run full court anymore.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. NBA courts are a lot bigger. So
I know.
You'd be exhausted in 2 seconds.
Probably one, but yeah.
Yeah. So I started, after graduating Ferris, I started an entry-level position called Inside Sales with the Pistons. And that's basically like training camp. It's like a 1-year program to prove yourself. Like it's sales. So, people realize really quick whether they have it or they don't. And, I started to take stride in that. And then around the 12-month mark is when I got promoted into business development, which is essentially like the same thing. But, I mean, really we're focused on working with businesses around the Detroit area, that they can utilize tickets for their employees, their clients, and stuff like that. So it's really, membership based, but it's been great.
Very cool, man. Yeah. Very cool. Well, as you can see, I'm wearing my vintage 89
Mitchell
90,
and Ness.
Mitchell and Ness finals. I wish that it was the original. I had this jacket back in the 90s after they won. And, of course, who knows what happened. And I was at a game probably a year and a half ago, and I saw this in the store. And I'm like, dude, And then I looked at the price tag, and I'm like, oh, my goodness. But I'm like, I got to buy it.
Right.
So, and it fit me really good when I bought it. For some reason, it's a little tighter. I don't know if it shrunk. I haven't washed it or dried it.
It must be, yeah.
It must have shrunk because I don't know what else could have happened. But so you have your phone right here. Normally we do this segment called Explain That Post later in the show. But I thought it would be appropriate to do this right now. I'm going to send you a picture here. Let's see. Do you have your AirDrop on? Hank's phone. There it is. I'm going to have you explain to our audience what's going on in this photo here.
Okay, so that's the most recent one that I've posted.
Yeah.
So this was a post with my promotion jersey. just recently entered the premium team, which is another department, leveling up a little bit. Now my focus is more so just courtside seats, suites,
Oh, nice.
Courtside suites, all of our premium inventory. So working with a lot of businesses trying to get those sold. So if anyone knows a business that's looking for a $240,000 courtside suite,
We're
for
not
next
quite
season,
there yet, but someday that's the goal, right?
That's my
the
job.
goal is to get to the point where we can afford the courtside, suite at LCA.
Yep, I need to fill the premium seats is what I need to
Well,
do.
congrats, man. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. You're working your way up and you're doing it the right way. The only thing I don't like about that is you're giving you the number of my favorite Piston of all time.
Whoops.
Chauncey, that number should never be put on
Right.
anyone else. It used to really make me mad when Reggie wore that number, even after they retired it. They let him wear it still. And I'm like, I never was a fan of Reggie. I'm like, get that jersey off him. I was such a huge Chauncey
I
Billups
tried to
fan.
be a Reggie fan because, my first years with the Pistons were the Drummond and Reggie Jackson days.
Yes.
And so, I was.
Yeah, I did too. Like, I had hope. Like, I watched Reggie play for the Thunder, and I thought, that guy plays hard. He always looks like he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like his face looks like he's out of breath. And then I had big hopes for Drummond, and they were just so disappointing. I mean, they just were not team guys, and just did not, build any kind of culture. Pistons culture has always been about like blue collar,
Grit.
hard work.
Yeah.
And those guys just were prima donnas in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Not winners. I was glad when we got rid of them, and I got some Facebook posts.
Working the game last night, we had Drummond in town, the Bulls.
Yeah.
And Bagley put a putback dunk on him, which, made me
Crowd
feel a
went
little
nuts.
good.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I didn't even know he played for the Bulls.
I
He's
know.
been
I
pushed
saw
around
him
everywhere.
and I'm like, no way, that's Drummond out there.
Yeah. He's a massive dude. Like, I've seen him
yeah.
up close. Just huge guy, but yeah. So what do you like about working for the Pistons? I mean, obviously you must love it if you're working your way up. What do you like about it?
Yeah, 5 years. It's been great. Like the culture, I couldn't ask for a better. Like I've never worked for another organization, another team, or anything like that. But I can't imagine the culture and atmosphere being any better than it is with the Pistons.
That's awesome.
I mean, we have a beautiful, brand new Pistons Performance Center, which is where our office is. It's where the team practices. We're all under the same roof. We got, the Plum Market, the gyms, everything you could ask for. And, I work with a ton of people that are all interested in the same thing, all around the same age. So, we got quite the clique there.
Very cool, man.
But yeah, a great leadership team. And then at the end of the day, I work in sports too. So I'm working at all 41 home games. Doesn't feel like work, even though yesterday it was 8:30 in the morning to 9:30 at night kind of day. But
you're at the game and it's fun. You're around people.
Yeah.
Do you get to meet the players and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? That's
absolutely.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Well, I'm happy for you. That's really cool to see you do that. And, wish you all the best in the Pistons. And, of course, we're going to talk about this more. But if anyone needs tickets, suites, premium seats especially, get a hold of Hank. He'll get you hooked up. You've always taken really good care of us. We've had last-minute changes, all those things. You've always taken really good care of us. We don't have the time to go to every game. Like I said, I think just moving it down to Detroit, it adds probably another 2 hours. Well, it total, it adds 2 hours to the night because you got to get down there and then parking and then getting in line. And, it just takes so much longer to do from Owasso. So we haven't done as many, but at some point we want to do some bigger packages, especially as the Pistons start to win. So I want to actually talk about the team right now.
Team performance is a huge objection in my world.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously I'm a huge fan of the Pistons. I grew up in the Bad Boys era. That's what made me love basketball. My favorite players growing up were Rick Mahorn and Charles Barkley. I love the tough, rough, kind of just, push them down on the ground and talk smack to them. Kind of, yeah. So I always liked that style of play. That's kind of how I grew up. And then, of course, we went on a drought for a while. We picked up Grant Hill, thought the future looked good, and then he got hurt and then got traded. And so, but then all of a sudden we had this team of no all-stars, just a bunch of role players that worked hard and worked together.
Yep.
And 02, 03, we started to make some runs in the playoffs. We ran against Jason Kidd and Kenyon Martin and those boys over at New Jersey. But then we started putting it together, and then in 04, shocked the world and beat the Shaq and Kobe Lakers.
Right.
Dude, I remember the night they won that. I was probably, 24, 25 years old. But that was one of the happiest moments of my life. I'm like, dude, there's something wrong with my life, and I'm this happy about this team that I don't even
That's
play
going to
for.
be me when the Lions do it.
Yeah, hopefully you're still alive for that. But they're looking good.
Yeah, I mean, Rip Hamilton was always like my hero growing up and my all-time favorite player. And so I've recently got to meet him too,
Really?
which was awesome.
That's cool.
Rick Mahorn is very involved with the Detroit Pistons still, as well as Isaiah Thomas. So we actually have an event with him coming up on the 19th.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very cool. Yeah, I mean, so during those days, like, I mean, I was in my 20s, just married, didn't have a lot of money. I was actually working for a church at the time, just broke. So during the Pistons playoffs, I would rent like the biggest TV I could find from the rental place. For
Renting
like the whole
a TV?
Oh yeah, like, and I had this tiny apartment, and I would just have them wheel this like 75-inch, and they're like huge, box behind it, and I would actually like, have people come over and have
Watch
them, like,
party.
pitch in money, for food, and then I always make a little bit to watch the games. I've actually thrown people out of my house for talking during the games. Like, I was crazy obsessed fan. When the Pistons would lose back in those days, like, I literally would have, like, I don't care if it was like middle of the season game against like, the Atlanta Hawks, didn't mean anything,
Right.
but the Pistons would lose, and then I would just like lose sleep over it. Like, I was way too into it. And I think them, like, actually, once they got rid of Chauncey, traded him for Iverson, that was like, all right, that frustrated me.
Yeah.
Then they got rid of Joe Dumars. The Darko Milicic draft was pretty tough to handle.
We don't like to talk about that one.
That was pretty tough. We thought Joe was a genius until that.
Yeah.
And then, I moved away, so I kind of was relieved of my obsession for a bit. But I love seeing what they're doing now. They're building a young core.
Yes.
I think if we can continue to do what we're doing, I think we're doing it the right way.
Yep.
And hopefully, we're really invested in player development. But we got a really great young core. Of course, Cade Cunningham hurt this year, but has all kinds of upside. I love watching Jaden Ivey. I mean, he's just such an energy player. And then, of course, Jalen is picking it up. Yep. Bogdanovich is a bucket.
Oh my gosh,
he's just
he couldn't miss last night.
I know. I hope we can keep him. I know he's a lot. I think a lot of people are looking for him, but we need like a veteran. So hopefully we can keep him.
I think everybody kind of expected him to go at the deadline.
Yeah.
And then we got rid of Sadiq.
Yeah,
Which was kind of sad, but
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like, that really, I love Wiseman. I think he has a lot of upside. I think he had a great game the other night. But man, I just loved Sadiq Bey. Like, I thought he just fit like the Pistons.
oh, he's a Detroit guy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So I hated to see him go. Hopefully someday, somehow we can get him back. But obviously having like Cade out has really helped Killian build some confidence, and he stepped up
Killian's
a lot.
gotten better each year.
Yeah, I feel like he struggles with confidence sometimes, but
Yep.
maybe getting the PT he's getting has really helped. So
Still so young, too.
yeah. And then Isaiah Stewart won me over when he just went after LeBron. I mean, like that.
Oh, that was one of my favorite moments. I was at that game, of course, and I couldn't believe what was happening.
Yeah, that was. I was like, okay, I like this guy. He's not afraid to go after the big.
Jalen
guys.
Duren kind of brings that same toughness.
Yes, those are the kind of guys I like to watch play. Even if we don't win, I like to see guys that play hard. I enjoyed even in like the skills challenge, Jaden Ivey was like actually going full tilt. Trying. I love when guys aren't like too cool to play hard. You know? I coach basketball, so like one of the number one things I talk about is always give 100% effort. Like, there's no excuse to not give everything. And a lot of times you see these professional athletes and they give lackluster performances, and so I love those players that do that. So, what are your thoughts about the young core that we have?
Oh, it's promising. It's very promising. Like I said, when I started, I had to kind of learn who was even on the roster. And, I've also learned to not fall in love with any of the players like Tobias Harris and these guys that,
they're not here for long.
Nope. And, it was always like selling hope, right? And that's always tough.
Selling hope, that's good.
Yeah. So, each year it was like, what are we going to do? Now we have Blake Griffin, and now we go to the playoffs, we get swept, and now he's gone. And after we got Cade Cunningham and the number one pick in the overall draft, which I couldn't believe it. That was one of like the coolest moments of working with the Pistons.
Oh, sure.
And hopefully it can happen again with Victor, because my life would change.
Oh my goodness, I have that here to talk about. Like, I almost feel like, and maybe you can't comment on this, but I almost feel like Dwayne Casey is like, the way he's rotating the guys. I almost feel like we're like throwing these games.
You know what happened last night? Jaden Ivey, maybe it was a rookie mistake. Maybe there's conspiracy. but we lost by 2 points, and he's inbounding the ball and tries to call a timeout when we don't have any.
Yeah, he pulled a Chris Webber.
Yeah, turn the ball over.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're competitive.
No,
we're staying in all these games, but we're just barely losing, which is great at this point.
Well, we always are up big in the first half, and then like in the third quarter, like midway through, we rotate out all the starters, and we don't bring them back till there's like 5 minutes left in the game when we're in a hole. So it's maybe part of developing the guys to play in big moments. There's really not an onus on Dwayne Casey to win. But I think, they're thinking, the Wembanyama sweepstakes, like we got to get this guy. Obviously, that'd be a game changer for the program. But I'm just not sure how I feel about Dwayne Casey personally.
Right.
I just, I think he's a great, I think in the NBA.
Player coach, maybe.
Yeah. In the NBA, there's regular season coaches and then there's playoff coaches. And like Larry Brown was a playoff coach. He knew how to take him to that next level. Chuck Daly was a playoff coach. And, I look at a lot of the guys we had, like, what was his name? Rick. He coaches for the Mavericks now. Well, he did. He doesn't. Rick Carlisle. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Rick James. We had Rick James.
Rick James.
Yeah. Rick Carlisle. I mean, he was a great regular season coach, but just couldn't get done in the playoffs. And I watched Dwayne Casey. As a coach, when I go to any type of game, I'm always watching the coaches. Even as much as I watch the players, I watch their emotions on the sideline. I watch, when something happens, what kind of adjustments they make. When a team goes on a run and they call a timeout, what do they do differently when they come out? Are the players responding? It doesn't seem like the players are like really responding to him. I don't know that he has and that's tough in the NBA. Like there's probably only a few coaches in the NBA that actually garner respect, like Coach Popovich.
And I think the Pistons are the perfect team. With being as young as we are, nobody really has an ego. Like especially Cade. Like he's one of the most humble, even keel guys, it seems like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, of course, we believe in Troy Weaver. Like I think he's just been doing great things.
Great, yeah.
But I pay attention, to all of the posts and everything. I read all the comments, and just about every one of them say "Fire Casey, fire Casey."
Yeah.
And we were extremely excited to get him coming from Toronto and being Coach of the Year.
Great year, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, he didn't get it done when it was most important.
Right.
He had, so and then he leaves, and the next year his team wins the finals. Of course, they get Kawhi Leonard. That makes a big difference. That makes a big difference. But yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% anti let's get rid of him, but I just haven't seen him for a consistent period of time get the most out of our team. I think if we can get a coach that is really interested in developing these guys and building a culture of hard work and winning and staying together, if we can keep this group together, and then of course get Wembanyama, I think we really have an opportunity to be something special.
They're saying he's the next LeBron as far as draft caliber. So
yeah, coming in with high expectations. You always worry about a guy that's that tall. Those guys, big guys, battle injuries and
right.
But
you see what happened with Chat too, so it kind of
never seen a guy that big move the way he moves and be able to dribble and shoot. So how many years do you think we are away from being
I would say
team?
3 or 4.
3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, I think if we can keep our guys healthy, keep them together. I think we're 2 years from being a playoff team. Yeah, especially in the East.
I think next year, we absolutely have to be, competing for that playoff spot, or else that's when I think Casey's
got to. Yeah, he's got to. Probably the best thing that happened to him for his career is having Cade go out. Just so that he doesn't have there's not a lot of pressure on him to win this year.
Yeah, it's an easy excuse for our record to be, hey, our best player's been out all season.
Exactly. So. And there's light at the end of the tunnel if we do end up having a tough season.
Yep.
But so obviously the Pistons moved to LCA, beautiful arena. Unbelievable. Oh yeah. So nice. I mean, I
number one arena in the world at one point. The day that opened.
Yeah, I love the Palace. In terms of arena experience, LCA has it beat by a long shot. In terms of convenience for me and parking, no one consulted me in this decision to move them, but it's cool. If you haven't been down to LCA, you got to go down there. Little Caesars Arena. We've actually had our high school team play in the arena twice.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
For the
Court of Dreams.
Court of Dreams. Yeah, I think we're gonna try to do that again next year.
I help with those experiences too.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
Well, we got to talk because I want to get my team in there.
Yeah,
next
I hosted last year. I hosted a Detroit AAU tournament
Oh, really?
down there. Yeah, it was
That
awesome.
must have been fun.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys are
But
incredible.
yeah, I miss the Palace, and a lot of people do. People really prefer the Palace. A lot of people like to hate on LCA, and then it goes vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, but coming out of college, I was actually working out of the Palace. Like I said, my first day with the Pistons was the day that LCA opened up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I was actually still working out of the Palace because our practice facility wasn't built for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I was commuting back and forth from the Palace to the LCA on all game days, and it was just completely abandoned. I would just do laps. I would go down to the lower bowl, just sit there. It's just vacant. There's birds flying around everywhere.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, it was a different experience.
When you see them take like an arena that's only like 20 years old,
And they just put
25,
millions of dollars into it like the year before.
and then they just tear it down. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be a parking lot now. It's like, dude, how much money do these people have? Like,
Right.
We're not even going to try to repurpose it for concerts and events. We'll just make it a parking lot.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to me, but well, man, that's awesome, man. Keep up the good work. We're here locally. We're proud of you. See you working with a big organization like that, and keep doing the things you're doing. And
I appreciate
again,
that.
if you're know Hank or
Yeah.
you're from the area, reach out to him. He can help
Yeah.
you out with some tickets. So on top of all that, you also have a couple of apparel brands.
Yep.
So why don't you tell us about those?
So Spanky Supply, which I got on today, I started that in high school actually, and I'm like this summer will be like the 10th year.
10 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
and so I always have a pool party each summer, and I think this will be a good one.
Yeah.
But I started it like my senior year of high school, and it was kind of accidental business. Just making like black and gold T-shirts, slapped a logo on the back, and came up with Spanky Supply. And I was just
Do you want to ask how you came up with the name?
it's my nickname, Spanky.
Okay.
Old MySpace days, Hanky Spanky.
Okay, I got it. All right.
But yeah,
Like
total.
from the Little Rascals.
Yeah. Yep. There's a skateboarder named Spanky too.
Okay.
Which was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But I would take these shirts to school, and surprisingly, just like all my friends and family would just buy them up. And so I just kept rolling with it, kept rolling all that money back into the business and coming up with new batches of shirts and designs. And so I've kind of just like kept it rolling for 10 years now.
Yeah, and now you have a website, and you have for a while, and you got a good social media presence.
I was selling out of the trunk of my car and stuff for a while. I was putting my phone number
rich, man.
out there, having people call me. I'll go drive to you and give you these shirts. And then it wasn't until college, 2015 maybe, is when I created my website. And then that was a game changer, of course.
That's cool. That's cool, man. So, so what are some of the stuff that people can expect to see when they go to your website?
I would just say a lot of streetwear, like, beanies, hats, trucker hats, hoodies, oversized T-shirts, sweatpants, socks, lighters. I mean, I've, a lot of accessories, but mostly streetwear.
So that's kind of the vibe, is like streetwear, skateboarder kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the style, the vibe.
Yep. Just suits in the office and streetwear outside.
Yeah, that's right. So what's going on today with Spanky Supply? And you also have another one called I Like Beer.
Yeah. Actually, for both companies, I created an AZ20 promo code.
Oh,
For
really?
20% off.
Hey,
Yep.
there you go. So if you go to the websites today, it's
AZ20, SpankySupplyCo.com,
Okay.
and ILikeBeerCo.com.
use the promo code AZ20, get 20% off everything. How long does
That's
that
right.
last for?
I put it as never expires.
Never expires, baby. That's it. Go there today.
You never know who's
AZ20.
going to watch this podcast.
That's right. You just never know. And if you're watching, 3 weeks from now, it's still good,
Yep.
baby. If you're watching 3 years
So
from now,
I'm
it
in
might
the-
still be up there. Try
yeah.
it out.
Website's a little scarce right now. I'm in the middle of coming out with a new collection, so expect more oversized hoodies, trucker hats,
Yeah.
T-shirts, and I'm excited for this next drop.
That's awesome, man. Well, thanks for the promo code. We love it.
Yeah.
And listen, I mean, if you ever in a pinch or you need help with supply, we have a ton of wholesalers we work with.
Oh, for sure.
And of course, we can print just about anything.
Yeah.
So if there's some collab we can do, and if you need some great video promotion, I don't know if you've seen our video production, but it's like
I have.
high quality stuff.
Oh, yeah,
so if
it's
there's
great.
some things we can do to do some promo videos, cover an event for you, we'd love
I think
to
it'd
help
be
out
dumb
with that.
not to.
Yeah,
not to work with
absolutely,
you.
man. We'd love to help with that. We love working with brands like that and helping
Yeah.
them really, represent well. So again, go to the websites. Zach, put those down on the bottom here so people can read it. Right here where I'm pointing. This is where we want it. And just the letters AZ.
AZEE.
AZEE?
Yep.
20.
Yep.
Okay, AZEE. That's a good question. 20.
There we go.
Get your 20% off code. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about Hank the Man. We always send a little questionnaire to our guests in advance just for me to be able to kind of get an idea of them. You know, obviously you and I don't know each other super well. Most of our interactions have been via text or like see you at the Pistons game.
Yeah.
So, just to get to know you a little bit. So we ask everyone the same few questions, and I'd like to talk about the answers. So favorite place you've ever been? You said Aruba. What do you like about Aruba?
Yeah,
What's not to like about it? But
I know, right? Just the beautiful blue water. But I was 14 when I went there, and just like that was immediately what I thought of when I read that question. Like just being able to drive a Jeep Wrangler on the island, just like it's like a 9-mile long island, and just going tubing. Actually, I know that one of the questions on the questionnaire is irrational fear.
yeah,
Deep ocean water is like by far.
Can't do
I'm
it.
not a fan of that. But when I was
that's
in
my
Aruba, I went tubing behind a boat out in the middle of the ocean,
Just
and
holding
I
on
did
for
not
dear
fall
life.
off.
Like, I'm holding on for dear life.
But yeah, just a lot of good memories there.
Aruba would be a different experience as a man. You
Yeah,
know, you
there's
gotta go
like
back
no
and try
laws out there.
Yeah, it's crazy. What random fact? You have a Spanky tattoo?
Yep.
Where's that at? Do we?
I got it on my right thigh here.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually had a tattoo artist come to one of my Spanky parties, and believe it or not, there's like 15 people that have a Spanky tat.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's pretty cool. People are really loyal to the brand.
They are now.
Stranded on a desert island, had one CD, which you're like, what's a CD, right? One CD to
Yeah.
listen to forever. What
I was
would it be?
making CDs.
Oh, that's yeah. The Highs by Mike.
Yeah, he's an independent artist. Really,
He just calls himself Mike.
it just goes by Mike,
Wow,
formerly known as Mike Stud.
Mike Stud.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
completely
pretty solid.
rebranded. I didn't even really know who Mike Stud was, but I came across his music and just like total vibe. Like whether you're in the car, on the boat, whatever you're doing, like just that music playing is, I could
What type of
listen.
music is it?
It's really like its own genre.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like you could hear him on the country radio, but he's like a rapper at the same time.
Huh.
So
The Highs by Mike.
Yep.
Have to check it out. Totally Irrational Fear. You talked about this deep ocean water. Is it just what lies beneath that worries you? Like what could be underneath me, or just you don't want to drown?
it's just that feeling like if I were to dive off a boat, I'm immediately going to the ladder like as fast as I can. I'm not chilling for 1 second. It just totally freaks me out.
Yeah. Is it the sharks? Is it?
I would say, yeah, just not knowing what the heck's
everything?
underneath
You
you.
can't see underneath it. Yeah.
It's not Higgins Lake.
My wife won't even jump in a lake for that same reason. Like if a fish crawls across her leg, she just loses it.
And
So
for
she
some
does not
reason, just like being next to massive ships too. Like
Yeah.
if I was in the water next to a massive ship and the size of the propellers just freaked me out.
Favorite movie or TV show? Walk the Line, Johnny
Yep.
Cash. That's a solid movie. And then Yellowstone's also currently my favorite show.
I was late to the party there. I just
Oh, really?
finished it.
Yeah,
and
we just started watching it like a year and a half ago.
I want to watch it all over again.
Yeah, it's a solid show. Really good writing.
Of course, I got 1883 to watch next.
Yeah, and I want to own some land now.
Right.
I need to get a guy named Rip that just handles all my dirty business,
Yeah.
right? So
Take
yeah,
him
that's
to
a
the train
great show.
station.
Yeah, take him to the train station. Where would the train station be in Michigan? The UP probably, right? Like take him up to like some corner in the UP.
I would have to say the UP. Yeah.
If you don't know what the train station is, watch Yellowstone. One last meal, chicken and dumplings.
Yep.
Odd choice, but is this something your
I
mom
haven't
makes?
had
Is it
chicken
from a
and
restaurant?
dumplings in so long, but it's like something my grandma would always make,
I gotcha.
and I'll have to tell her to make it again soon
All right,
because
Grandma.
Oh,
Get him
yeah.
some town. Get him some chicken and
it's
dumplings.
good.
Any job in the world, you'd be a pro golfer.
Yep.
So what's your game like?
That's like right now. I wish I would have started golfing when I was younger.
Yeah.
Instead of playing 5 sports all growing up.
Yeah.
Other than golf, I've recently just really got into it and watching it on TV. I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching this
These guys are so
tournament.
good. Yeah. These guys are so good.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like to be able to travel around all these different places and like have that, of course it's extremely stressful. I've definitely golfed before, but
Yes.
to be that good and to travel and just kind of like be in your own space, I feel like being
Absolutely.
a professional golfer and winning $20 million purses would be pretty nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that golf, I love sports. I played, every sport I could play in high school growing up. And I've gotten into golf more, into my 20s and played a lot in my 20s, didn't hardly play at all in my 30s. Last year, I got a membership to the country club for the first time and didn't
yeah?
go one time.
No?
Not once, dude. So I got to loosen up my schedule a little bit. But
Do they have a golf simulator or anything there?
no, but they do. They did just open up one right here, just around the corner over here in the Capitol Sports Complex. There's
Okay,
a
I've heard about that.
There's a golf simulator. But I find with golf, unlike any other sport, like other sports, the better you get at it, the more enjoyable it is.
Yep.
But I find with golf, the better you get at it, the more stressful it becomes. Because when you suck, you just go play and it's fun and just do a
Right.
Happy Gilmore swing and like driving the cart and it's just fun. But like you start to get a little bit good at it, and then you like start to really concentrate, and then you just realize like I'm terrible.
It's like just as much of a mental game as it is just talent wise.
It's not one of those games that like it's hard to get good at it, because I think the difference is like you never, other than off the tee, you never shoot the same shot twice.
Right.
The course is so big, like every single shot is like I've never done this before. This is from a unique spot to it, So
Yep.
like to get good at it and to be able to know what club for what range and what you can do, looking at the wind, looking at the whatever, like it's such a
lot that
challenging
goes
sport.
into
And so
it.
then like I found like I think I had more fun when I knew I wasn't that good. I just went out to the course with
Just to
very
have
low
fun.
expectations.
Yeah.
But now when you go out hoping to play well, it's just infuriating. I did a lot of golf at Holiday Meadows in my late 20s.
Yep.
I used to play in
I
some
love
leagues.
going out there. My mom lives on East Hibbard
Oh, really?
Road. So yeah.
Well, hole number 7 there with the big pond.
Yep.
There's probably about 4 of my clubs in that pond. Like that, I would always get.
I haven't done that yet.
I would always hit the ball into that water, and then my club would follow right.
Yep.
I'd just chuck it in there. So used to have quite the temper,
Definitely
but-
felt like doing that many times.
Yeah, it's supposed to relieve your stress, but sometimes it adds to mine. But it's a fun game. Hollywood made a movie about your life. Who would cast? They cast Ashton Kutcher. It's a good
Yeah.
choice. I can see that.
Yeah, I would have to say Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, like punked Ashton Kutcher, or
Yeah.
like it's that '70s show.
Like, dude, where's my car?
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher.
Proudest moment achievement: buying your boat.
Yeah.
What kind of boat do you got?
About 3 years ago, this dealership next to Higgins Lake, it's called Spicers. I bought.
No Spicers. Yeah.
Yeah, great spot. Got a pontoon boat there.
What kind?
It's a Sylvan.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a 24-footer, and I went with the luxury one, like the straight cruiser, not a fishing one, not a fishing cruise,
Yeah.
just a straight party boat.
Yeah.
And that was like by far my best investment I've ever made. Just having all my friends and family all summer
of great
long.
experiences, yeah.
Yep, I live for it. So
I've often said if I was going to buy a boat, it would be a pontoon.
yeah,
For a hot
it's
minute,
definitely the way to go.
I worked for us for like 5
yeah?
months right before I started AZ. It was actually the thing that kind of pushed me over the edge to start my own company.
Yeah, based from what I heard, it'd make you.
Yeah. It was an office job and sitting in a cubicle all day. It just wasn't for me. But man, what they can do with these pontoons now is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And how fast they can go. And but yeah, I think to me, like, I'm not big on like tubing or water skiing, but like just sitting out on the lake, chilling, grilling, that kind of stuff is cool.
Oh yeah, I got a nice
the
grill on
pontoon
the
is
boat.
Definitely my vibe. Yeah.
Yep, cooking pizza rolls.
There you go.
Yep.
And then one wish besides unlimited wishes. What would you wish for? You said to control time.
Yeah.
Is this like Doctor Strange control time, or like what do you mean by this?
When I read that question, I was thinking maybe, of course, unlimited money would be great, right? But
Sure.
time is money.
That
And
is
I was
true.
thinking, if I could pause time to go work out, to read a book, anything, like that would just be great. So
That's a unique wish. I never heard. That's actually a really good idea. I like the thought behind it too. Time is money. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the journey. Everyone that's
Yeah.
achieved anything has some journey to get them there. So you were born and raised, you said, here in Owasso,
Corona.
Corona. So
Yep.
you went to Corona High School.
Yeah, I'm a Cavalier, but
Cavalier.
of course I got family here.
Yeah. So obviously you played football because we're going to talk about you went on to Ferris State. What
Yeah.
position did you play?
I was tight end,
Tight end.
Yep.
Okay. How tall are you?
6'4",
Okay, so that's a good height for a tight end.
cut a few lbs,
Yeah.
but yeah. I went to Ferris. I've never been to Big Rapids a day in my life. I went there to play football, made the team. It was great. Like that was one of like my most proudest achievements for sure. And then to go on and go undefeated and win a championship, get the ring, everything like
Oh,
that.
you were part of that team.
Yeah. Yep.
What year was that? That was
2017.
Yeah, I remember reading about that. I didn't know that you played for them.
Yep.
man. That's cool.
And then it was also one of the worst times. Got in a little bit of trouble, got an MIP, and with a few of the team players.
Enjoying the experience a little too much.
Oh yeah, yep. And that was a tough conversation with the athletic director, and I got a chance to come back for my second year, which I would have gotten playing time, which is what I went there, of course, for. But I just realized, like, for the one time in my life, like, I wasn't waking up at 5:30 in the morning to go to workouts. I wasn't practicing during the day, watching film at nights, because I did that my whole life. And so it kind of felt great, and like it almost felt like everything happens for a reason. And so that's when I really started to focus more on Spanky Supply.
Okay.
And I had a connection of 120 teammates and a lot of other people at Ferris that kind of helped me grow the brand too. So
yeah, a lot of times, a setback, if you handle it the right way, or what some people might say is a failure or a moment of, just frustration, disappointment. If you don't let it defeat you, it can be a defining moment in your life. Mm-hmm. And, they always say the comeback is better than the setback.
Yep.
And this depends on if you let that setback, take you down, or if you push through. And it sounds like you really took some time to contemplate what you wanted out of life. Yeah. You realized, like, this is the path I want to go. You'd given a lot to football. You enjoyed it, but you realized probably, like, I'm not playing in the NFL.
Exactly.
It's time to move on to something that's going to, help me. And it seems like you're doing really well. So a lot of people might know your mom, Heidi O'Day.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Heidi O'Day.
No free shout outs.
Raymond James. Use promo code AZ20. And we're gonna have her on the podcast as well. But she's been very involved with, like, the chamber and a lot of different things. So a lot of people know her. Yeah. And then I actually grew up with your stepdad, Corey Lamro. Yep. We used to play a little baseball together, basketball.
Shout out CL Environmental. He actually started up his own business.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, Corey, get a hold of me, man. Let's talk. Let's have Corey on the podcast. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, that's pretty cool, man. So you said you went to Ferris State. What were you studying in college?
I went in there totally undecided. Like I said, I just wanted to play football. Yep. Yeah. And that's all. And I got linked up with Dr. A, another shout out, no free shout outs. And I had a conversation with her as an academic advisor. She introduced me to the sports communications program, which is, like, brand new at that time. We kind of, like, mocked what CMU was doing. And, so of course I got involved into that, and then it opened my doors to just millions of different sports jobs. Really wanted to, I guess, be an athletic director. It was my first thing. Oh. And I'm not sure if you know who Brian Osborne is.
I don't think I do.
But he's a gym teacher at Corona. He was my varsity baseball coach. Great guy. He's the athletic director at Fowlerville High School now. Okay. And so I interned under him. That was a great experience. Came back. Started to do a little bit more digging, and then came across a ticket sales job. And I started networking with people. David Fell out of Miami. He was working for the Marlins, and he was kind of telling me, what the whole job entails, the responsibilities of it. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna shoot for this. I'm gonna go sales and, work in sports. I'm not gonna be in the NFL.
Job in sports, yeah, that's pretty cool.
So at least I can still have sports as a part of my life. And so I applied for the Pistons, the one and only job I applied for. Got the call, went down to the Palace, had a full day interview, and then the next day got the job. So it was great.
So have you relocated? Are you living down that way now?
Yeah, I've been in Royal Oak for 4 years now.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, any young guy, like, a job in sports, getting paid to be around the game, be around the players. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So basically, went to college. Your last year in college was what, 2018?
Graduated 17.
17, okay. And then you already said that. My apologies. Graduated in 17.
And I said the championship was 17.
Yeah,
it was 14.
Okay, yeah, that's all tracking.
Yeah.
So graduated college, and then you were already kind of, excuse me, you were already doing Spanky Supply.
Yep.
How long after you graduated before you got the job with the Pistons?
I graduated in May and I started in September.
All right, so like that's your first job right out of college. Yep. That's pretty awesome. So there's not a lot in between there. Is this something you see yourself doing for a long time?
Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to continue to grow and level up. Yeah. Just recently was promoted into the premium team. And so, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of growth in sports. And, it's crazy. I have a ton of friends that are
GM someday.
Hey, you never know.
That's right, man. You never know.
I'll probably stay on the business side, and then there's the ops side.
Yeah.
So we're all under the same roof, but it's been great, and there's a lot of room for us to grow. So
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, we always ask our guests notable achievements. You said making the football team at Ferris State, consistently loving up with the Pistons, and running 2 businesses. So, I mean, you're doing it the right way, man. You're doing it the right way. You're hustling. You're young. At least you seem young to me. But you're doing
27.
things the right way, and it looks like you're enjoying life. You know, I always say happiness is underrated. Tom Brady would say, "Don't try to out happiness."
yeah, I love that.
You know, so like if you're already happy, stop trying to like outdo it. Like enjoy that. Enjoy the moment. Live in the moment. Yeah, be grateful for what you have, and you know, maximize it. And if other opportunities open, then you know, see what's out there. But a lot of people are always chasing the next thing, and they can't just enjoy what they have in front of them. So I always like to ask the questions, you know, along this journey. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
27.
27. So young guy, but you've had a journey. I mean, you've done some things that a lot of people haven't. Played college football, own apparel brand, you know, 2 apparel brands, your own website, work for the Detroit Pistons. So these are things that not a lot of people have done. So what are some important things you've picked up along your journey that might help the next young guy or girl listening to this, or someone that's maybe older than you that's kind of on the journey?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly wasn't ever chasing a sexy job like working for the NBA, you know, or starting clothing brands. It's just I've always done something that I wanted to do. So like I really wanted to work in sports and made that happen. And you know, like I said with Spanky Supply, like it was kind of an accidental business, but I'm just doing what I love, and it's I'm making money at the same time, so it just makes it that much better. Yeah, I
mean, I think if you can get paid to do what you enjoy, you've won.
Yeah,
you really have. I mean, money, if you're doing it just for the money, then it's an endless pursuit. Like it really is, because it's never enough. There's always more money to be made.
Yeah,
There's
and even if I wasn't making $1 with Spanky Supply or I Like Beer, I'd still be doing it. I just love doing it that much.
Exactly, and I think that goes back to the don't try to out happiness. If you're doing it because you enjoy it, it doesn't seem like work. Even when you mentioned that earlier with the Pistons, like, you had a 15, 16-hour day yesterday, but it doesn't seem like work because you enjoy it. And and they say that 94% of Americans hate their job.
Yeah,
so if you can find a job that you love, don't make the money the main thing. Because like I said, I mean, there's always someone that has a nicer house, nicer car, nicer boat, and there's always more money to pursue. But I think if you're doing something that you're passionate about and you enjoy it, the money becomes a byproduct. And I think you just are happier. You can make more. So
absolutely.
In your opinion, what do you think it is that sets successful people apart from unsuccessful people?
I would say, like most people that aren't happy with their circumstances will change that. And so it's like being a creator of your circumstance rather than a creature of your circumstance, which is, what Jordan Belfort was saying.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't agree with that more.
Yeah.
Just if you don't like something, change it, find something that you like and that makes you happy.
Don't be a victim.
Right.
There's always opportunity to rise up. And, a lot of times people buy into this mentality, well, I didn't have this benefit or I didn't get this opportunity. And sometimes you just got to take it. Like I didn't come from a wealthy family at all. My parents sacrificed a great deal to send us to a private school. And my dad always drove, really crappy cars, worked at a very blue collar factory. And it wasn't on my trajectory to own a business and, to be an entrepreneur. But I saw something that I was good at, that I wanted to do, and I just went after it. And it's been hard.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times people see they follow the highlight reel, the social media, and they think, oh man, they're killing it. But they don't realize the sleepless nights, the nights where it's like, how am I going to pay for this, inventory? How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to pay labor this week? And that's part of the hustle and the journey. And if you enjoy it, it's all worth it. But you can't buy into this idea that I can't because of you can. You just got to have the mentality that you can do it.
I try to limit all my excuses. I still try to get to the gym every day. Find time. I can tell.
Yeah. Then that's why my jacket's so tight.
Yeah, about to rip the seams there.
Yeah, the guns. So.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man. You brought me a gift here.
I did.
From the Pistons.
Yep.
Got the 313 logo, which I dig. I'm gonna go through this here and see what we got here.
A little unboxing. Wasn't sure if you had that one or not.
There's a bobblehead.
Yep.
Cade Cunningham bobblehead.
And those are hot commodities. People.
Yeah, my son's favorite player is Cade, so I think I'll share that with him.
I figured Cade would be a good one.
All right, this is going to be my new mug that I drink out of on the podcast here. I like that a lot. The
Little office mug.
313. Oh,
Hey, you said you didn't like teal, so that can be for one of your boys.
Awesome, dude. My kids love the bucket hat too, and that's sweet. That's
Oh, yeah.
the inside.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Little teal bucket.
That's dope.
You know,
This is cool.
that's something that's been on my desk for so long. I believe it's Luke Kennard.
Luke Kennard.
Yes.
Luke Kennard's a baller.
Yep.
That's sweet. That might even fit him.
I know. I was thinking about, it could be a gym shirt, but it does, have the autograph on it. So,
That's sweet. Awesome, man. Thank you.
yeah,
I appreciate
absolutely.
that. That's very cool. I
Yeah.
actually like Luke Kennard. I wish we hadn't traded him.
Oh, yeah, he's
He's a good role player, man.
Oh,
Off
yeah.
the bench, good
Great
shooter.
left hand.
He's doing well with is he still with the Clippers?
yeah.
Yeah. Doing well with the Clippers. Yeah, I thought he was one that we should have held
Yeah,
on to.
it's another guy, that I really
yeah,
liked.
you need those role players that are willing to come in and don't have to get every shot, but
Yep.
can knock down. I think we definitely need some outside shooting as we
Yep.
develop this team. Like other than Bogdanovich, we don't have real consistent outside shooting. I mean,
Right.
occasionally Jaden will hit one or Killian, but we need some consistent. Like if you look at the model of the Warriors. So I think they're a team that's done it right,
They
drafting their
completely
players,
reshaped the game.
yeah, they developed and now like even traditional colleges like Duke and North Carolina, who are all by the book. Coach
Yeah.
K is don't shoot threes. I mean, the last time they played, there was 65 three shot.
Right.
Because Golden State changed kind of how the game was played, but they did it the right way. They drafted their own guys, they developed them. But what's made them so lethal without really having a dominant big man or a lot of is that they can spread the floor and
Yeah,
hit
they
those
all have
outside
that clip.
shots. We're gonna need that. So thanks for
Most
the gifts,
definitely.
man.
Yeah.
So we have two last segments of the show. One
All
is
right.
a say it in 60. It's where
Yep.
we try to squeeze the last ounces of wisdom out of our guests.
Let's do it.
And then we're gonna do the whisper challenge. Have you seen the whisper challenge?
have,
You
yeah.
have? Okay. So
I've been really curious how I would do with this.
I'm not very good at it. I don't enunciate well, nor do I read lips well, but we'll see how we do. So we're going to put 60 seconds on the clock. We're going to give you 10 rapid fire questions. No wrong answer because they're your answers, but you already had a chance to see these. Let's see if you can remember what you wrote.
Yeah.
I don't have them in front of me, so are you ready? Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, the timer starts now. What is a must-read book?
Moneyball.
What is a daily habit that everyone should do?
Exercise.
All right. Favorite podcast?
This past weekend with Theo Vaughn.
Well, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a really good one. Michigan or Michigan State?
MSU.
What is your why?
Competition and family.
Love it. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Good man.
Got 2 apples.
Yeah, I see that. Favorite quote?
Scared man's a dead man. Scott Sizemore.
I love that. Is that your dad?
Yeah.
Awesome. Must binge TV series.
Entourage.
Oh, I love that show, man.
Yep.
I told you, Zach. How much time has he got left? 20 seconds to tell our audience what is success to Hank Sizemore.
Success to me would just be living a happy, healthy, financially free life with my family and friends.
Love it, man. Love it. He did it in the studio. Let's give him a round of applause. Good job. All right, I'm going to move my sweet autograph shirt out of the way here. We're going to get the beats out here, noise canceling. And we are going to do a little whisper challenge. So basically, the way it works is
I'm going to have to read
Zach
some
here-
lips.
Zach here has come up with a few phrases. He's our DJ maestro. He's picked out some music. And
Oh, here we go.
are we doing 3 or 2? Oh, just shuffle the deck here. I guess we're doing 3. Yeah, we got 3. We're doing 3.
All right.
All right. You got some good music playing? All right. Is this Mike? Can you hear me? Okay. One word. Yellowstone. One word. Yellowstone.
No idea.
Okay.
One more.
Yellowstone. Yellowstone.
Yellow.
Stone. Stone. Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. There it is.
Wow.
You got it. All right, my turn.
Oh,
My
man.
turn.
That is tough with
Tough,
music
the music
blaring.
messes with your
Yeah.
especially if you get into it. A little final countdown right now.
Yeah.
Europe.
Oh,
Wow.
we got one
What
really
is this?
tough one. Okay.
Oh, okay.
One word.
One word.
Starting easy here.
Okay.
One word.
One word.
Aruba. Aruba.
Arugula? Oh, the thing just stopped. Hold on, the music just stopped. Oh, he's playing the final countdown. This one has a big lead up. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, one word. Arugula is all I got.
Close. Aruba.
Oh, Aruba.
There we go. Figured I'd start with the
I
easy
didn't think
one.
you were giving another syllable there, but I'm like.
Yeah. All right, man.
The final countdown. All right.
No music yet.
Oh, no music yet. DJ Snyder. Three minutes later. Are we ready? Is your phone not working? You got music now? No?
We're good.
Okay. All right. 3 words. Court of Dreams. Court. First word. Court. Court. Court of Dreams.
It sounds like Field of Dreams.
Court of Dreams. Okay. First word.
Yep.
Court. Court.
Court of Dreams.
Court of Dreams.
I heard of dreams. I'm like, I have no idea. It's definitely not Field.
You have it all the way up? Yeah. Not very loud. What's poppin'? Okay.
3.
3 words.
Chicken
Chicken.
and dumplings. Chicken
Chicken.
and
Chicken and dumplings.
dumplings.
Got it. I got chicken
When
right away.
I was pronouncing that, I'm like,
Pronounced
this.
chicken really well.
Yeah, this sounds like an easy one.
Okay, I'm going rogue on this one. All right. Is the music playing? Okay. Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups.
He had Detroit Pistons. I'm like, oh, he'll get that quick.
Stick to the plan.
He got
Yep,
Chauncey
yep.
quicker.
Okay. Last
We
one.
got DJ Chewy in the house.
Oh, let's go.
Okay. 2 words.
Hanky. This is going to be tough. Hanky Spanky. Hanky.
Aggie.
Hanky
Aggie.
Spanky.
What's the first word?
Hanky.
Aggie.
Second word is Spanky. Spanky.
Supply. Hanky Supply. Spanky Supply.
Hanky Spanky. Hanky.
Spanky Supply. What's the first word?
Hanky
Hanky.
Spanky.
Oh, Hanky Spanky.
There we go.
All right, man. Good job.
Yeah.
Thanks for participating.
Thanks for
in
having me.
Valkyrie.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
man. I appreciate you coming on the show.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, thanks for the great gifts. And man, if there's ever anything we can do for you and your apparel brand, whether that be help you with promo, branding,
Yeah.
whether it be finding some, like I said, we can let you look through our catalog. We have hundreds of thousands of options.
Yeah.
We also can, if you ever are interested in looking at stuff in person, like our suppliers will
I'd like,
actually
to feel it.
they'll bring a whole rack of stuff. We tell them like we're looking for streetwear, this kind of blend, they'll bring a whole rack of stuff that you can come and feel, try on, and then we
love
can
that.
order. So is there ever something we can do to help with that?
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to take business from any local. I know you're working monograms. Stick with Pat. She's awesome. Shout out to Pat.
Yep.
But if there's something we can do to help you in the screen printing world or with the DTG, we can do some really cool stuff with the DTG. And then if we can help with the Pistons, man, we'll do some promo videos for the Pistons. Like, man, we could really kill it on the Jumbotron up there. But yeah, let us know if there's anything we
Plenty
can do
of
to help
opportunity.
you. Yeah. A local company come help you out. But yeah, whatever we can do to help you, we're excited to see you on your journey. Like I said, we're proud of what you're doing. And,
Again, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. But before we go, we're going to give you one last chance to look into this camera right here and just plug whatever you want to plug, man.
Yeah, you
plug
can.
it all, even Entourage.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Hank Sizemore. You'll see my 2 links there, Spanky Supply Instagram, I Like Beer Co. Instagram. And if you hit the websites, AZEE20 for 20% off.
Promo code. Love it.
Yep.
Love it. And if they need Pistons tickets,
hit me up.
hit them up, man.
Yeah.
Hit them up on IG, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. Just find them out there.
Find me.
But yeah, and go watch the Pistons, man. We got a good. If you haven't been to a game in a while, if you haven't been to LCA, get down there. I've talked to so many people. Oh, I haven't been to Little Caesars Arena yet.
Win or lose, you're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great experience. There's some great restaurants down there, and so go enjoy the experience. And listen, even if you're a bandwagon Pistons fan, now's the time to start jumping back on the bandwagon.
There's gonna be a lot of those soon.
Our future is promising. You know, those years of like 03 to 08, we had like the highest ticket sales, sold out arena every night, because, you know, Michigan sports fans, we don't get a lot of bright moments. So when we have a team, like, we will ride or die with that team.
I definitely recognize that it's like
Yeah.
Red Wings, Tigers, Lions, Michigan State, then
Yeah.
Pistons.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to work our way back up there.
But when the Pistons are winning, like,
It's gonna flip,
People
yeah.
go nuts. Yeah. So this is a good time to jump on. Go check out our young core. Get to know them. I think we got some big stars coming on the horizon. Hopefully, you know, our GM can keep them there.
Yep.
And we make the right moves.
We
And
gotta
then, you
pray
know,
for a lottery.
pray for
in
Wembanyama.
May.
Yeah, hopefully the Rockets go on a winning streak here so that the Pistons can, you know, because they're losing just as much as we
Yeah.
are.
Yep.
But they actually beat us, so that was good.
Yeah, battling for the last spot.
Yeah, so battle for the end. Well, man, thanks again for coming on the show.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Good luck to everything you're doing. Let's continue to stay in touch, and we'll just follow your journey from afar.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And if you're still watching with us, we appreciate it. Thank you for watching. As my mother always said, you can't and never could until you tried. So go out there and try something great, my friend. And don't take the easy way out. We'll see you next time.